Let us discuss about the transpiration. The loss of excess of water from the plant body is called transpiration. Transpiration occurs through the stomata. These stomata are the adjustable pores present on the leaves. Generally, in some very tall plants, the water may reaches up to a height of 80 to 100 meters because of this transpiration only. The transpiration creates a pulling effect. The transpiration creates a pulling effect, thereby the water and other minerals can move upwards the plant. So the transpiration takes place through the adjustable pores called stomata. These stomata, they may be present on the surface of the leaf. So the stomata contains a bean-shaped structures, bean-shaped cells called God cells. The rate of transpiration depends on the opening and closing of the stomata. The stomatal opening and closing is regulated by a phytohormone called cytokinin and potassium ions, K plus ions. Here, when the stomata absorbs the potassium ions, the water potential, that means the potassium concentration, increases inside the God cells. Thereby the water potential decreases inside the God cells. So the water enters into the God cells. Thereby the God cells becomes turgid. When the God cells become turgid, as the God cells are bean-shaped structures, they opens the stomata. So from this opening, the water will be lost in the form of vapor. So this excess loss of water in the form of water vapor is called transpiration. So this transpiration is considered as a necessary evil. Transpiration is considered as a necessary evil for plants because it creates a transpiration pull, thereby the xylem sap, water and other nutrients moves upwards. Based on the position of the stomata may be of different types. They may be epistomatous type. So this epistomatous type of stomata, it is also called as water lily type, and hypostomatous type. This hypostomatous type of stomata, it is also called as apple or mulberry type of stomata. In some plants, the stomata may be present on the surface, on both the surface of the leaves. This type of stomata is called amphistomatous type. In epistomatous type, the stomata are present on the surface of the leaf, that means on the dorsal side of the leaf. Whereas in hypostomatous type, the stomata are present on the lower side of the lower surface of the leaf. These are called hypostomatous type or apple or mulberry type of stomata. So based on its function, based on its opening and closing, the stomata may be of two types. It may be photoactive stomata and scotoactive stomata. So this photoactive stomata opens during daytime and closes during night time. Generally, the stomata opens during daytime for absorption of carbon dioxide, and the scotoactive stomata, the stomata which opens during night time and closes during daytime. So this scotoactive stomata is present in some xerophytic plants. It is present in some xerophytes. It is an adaptation to reduce the rate of transpiration. As the xerophytic plants, they grow in the areas where the water scarcity is more. To reduce the rate of transpiration, the stomata modifies as photoactive, which opens during night time and closes during daytime. Here, to reduce the rate of transpiration in xerophytes, so the leaves, that means as the transpiration takes place through the leaves are modified to form the scale leaves. So the presence of scale leaves and presence of photoactive stomata is an adaptation to reduce the rate of transpiration. So various factors affects the rate of transpiration. So the main factors which affects the rate of transpiration are temperature, light, wind velocity, and humidity. So when the temperature increases, the rate of transpiration also increases. But the light doesn't have a direct effect on rate of transpiration, but when the light increases, the temperature also increases, so it affects the rate of transpiration. That means when the light increases, the rate of transpiration also increases. When the temperature increases, the rate of transpiration also increases. And wind velocity, when the wind velocity is more, the evaporation is more, so the rate of transpiration also increases. When the humidity, that is water content in the atmosphere, is more, the rate of transpiration decreases. So these are the main factors which influence the rate of transpiration. Let us discuss about the diffusion. So diffusion means movement of substances or solute molecules from high concentration to the low concentration. Movement of substances from higher concentration to lower concentration is called diffusion. So this diffusion is a simple physical phenomena. Diffusion is a simple physical phenomena. For example, exchange of gases. For example, exchange of gases during photosynthesis and respiration. So that means during photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide concentration is more in the atmosphere, so the carbon dioxide entered into the leaves through the stomatal opening, whereas during respiration, the carbon dioxide concentration is more inside the cell, so the carbon dioxide exhales out. So the exchange of gases during photosynthesis and respiration in plants is an example for diffusion. So diffusion process is more in gases when compared with the liquids and solids. And next one, osmosis. Here osmosis means movement of substances from low concentration to high concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So the movement of substances from lower concentration to higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Or you can also say that, so the movement of substances from higher water content to lower water content. So the movement of substance or the movement of high water to low water through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. This osmosis process is both physical as well as physiological process. So the osmosis process is a both physical as well as physiological process. So the example for this osmosis process is absorption of water by roots from the soil. So this is an example for osmosis. Here the osmosis may be of two types, that is exosmosis and end osmosis. Here exosmosis means when a plant cell is kept under a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic means high concentrated solution. So the water content is more inside the cell sap. So the cell sap comes out from the cell through the plasma membrane. So this movement of cell sap from lower concentration to higher concentration, this is called exosmosis. That means when the cell is kept under hypertonic solution, the cell sap moves out of the cell. So this is called exosmosis. And end osmosis. Here end osmosis means